Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning and good evening, everyone. So we can start today. So, uh, so this time I think the screen is clear. Nobody is sharing the screen and nobody is switched on their camera. And for the doubts, so we can, I will, in between the sessions after 20 minutes and 40 minutes and 60 minutes, I can pass the session and we can have we can ask for doubts. But in between, let's not to have doubts because it is misleading the topics. So I will definitely give for 5 minutes at the 20th minute, 40th minute and 60th minute. So today the session will be, I think, more clear. So today's topic is, so we can create one Google VM. So this is to install BitBucket, and we'll create SSH keys for access. And we can start installing BitBucket. So before that, I will have quick recap of the yesterday's session.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing.
But I am not able to see your screen.
That's a problem for you. So whenever you face some problems, if 2 or 3 members are facing the same problem, that's wrong from my side. Maybe it is for only one person. You have to check from your side.
Okay, then I will rejoin. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just give a quick recap. So yesterday we discussed about problems without version control. So what are those problems? So file content cannot be tracked. Since you store in your hard disk, it will be crashed anytime. Collaboration is missing. Multiple persons cannot work on the same file. Tagging and branching. So first generation version control system, it's a files hosted in somewhere in SharePoint, something like that. If one person is working on one file, it will be locked, and when he close the file, only other persons can work on that file. Second generation, we have centralized version control system. Example is SVN, where you will have the working copy only in your laptops. You will not have the history of the commits. And in third generation is distributed version control system. There is an example for Git. So Git maintains the same kind of remote repository in your local system also. It means like it will show you the history of commits, and then it will have better branching and merging strategies. And here one more is no need of internet connection for every commit.
Yeah, are you screen because I'm not able to see your screen.
Okay. So whenever you are pushing to the central repository, only you need the internet connection. Otherwise, you don't need any internet connection. So these are the advantages over the centralized control system. Centralized control system is a subset of distributed version control system. On top of this, distributed control system will provide you more advantages. Okay, so this is about this. And later, so we discussed about some commands. Git init. So git init is to initialize get repo, and then third is git status of the files and folders, and the fourth one is git add file name, adds the file to staging area. So what is staging area? Staging, it is a temporary area where you stage the files for commit. So usually you will stage the files which you are confident about the changes. And sixth, we discussed Git commit. This is message commits into local repository. And the final thing we discussed, git push origin master pushes the commits into central repo. And we discussed dot git ignore files. Oh shit. 1 second. Okay, keyboard stopped working. Check on the keyboard. Git ignore file contains the files which can be ignored by Git. Okay, so usually we will keep the build files and some log files into the git ignore, and later we checked git config -- global user dot name. So this command, whenever you install git for the first time into your laptop, so when you are committing, git should understand what is your username, what is your mail ID, so that it has to show in the history. Sets the username for the first time. And one more command we check this git config -- global user dot email. So here you will give email ID. Similarly, here you will give your usually your company username. It will set the email ID. And then one more command is git log, gives you the history of commits. So till this part we discussed yesterday, and we have created a GitHub account, you know everything. So today, as you know, the GitHub, I already explained, enterprise companies will not use GitHub because the code is into their control and there may be a chance of hacking. So what usually companies will do is they will install the BitBucket. BitBucket is one more implementation of Git, like exactly like a GitHub, into their servers, and admins will manage this. Okay, so now if you see, everywhere companies are using cloud infrastructure for everything. So you cannot remove the cloud for any from even banking companies. In my bank also, we have a pressure from the higher management that we should use AWS cloud. Even the banking is also moving to the AWS cloud because the clouds hostings like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, they are providing full security. Why we are going for cloud? So if you have your own server in your premises, you have some disadvantages. You have to provide physical space for the server, power connection, and network. So space, some resources to manage the server, and OS installation. Server is nothing but your computer, so but it will have some more extra RAM, more processing capacity. OS may be different. In your personal computers you are using Windows, but in the servers we mostly use 99%, in the 99% percent of servers in the companies are having the Linux OS. So these are all the challenges for companies to maintain the physical servers. You might have seen in your company there are server rooms. So with these are all disadvantages. Now companies are moving towards the cloud. So what clouds? Cloud. Anyhow, you are not maintaining the physical space. You are not giving the power connection. So everything is taken care by the cloud providers. But they will charge you some amount for the every server you are going to create in their clouds. But that's okay. We can concentrate only on the development part instead of managing all this infrastructure. Okay, so that is why everybody is moving towards cloud, and cloud is everywhere. It's like a basic technology nowadays. You name any technology, it should be in the cloud. So in my view, there are, even you take data science, big data, internet of things, blockchain, anything, the underlying base technologies are one programming language, if you know, and one OS, preferably Linux, because Linux is everywhere. Only for our personal computers we use Windows, but the companies are everyone, they will use Linux. Linux has its own advantages over Windows. And then networking, and then database, and version control system. So these five are the major backbones of any technology. Even after 100 years from now, maybe in the 3000 year also, every software will base on these things. Programming language, mostly companies are using Java. Nowadays, Python, because of its most advantages in the data science and IoT part. OS, most companies are using Linux. Networking, you should know some networking basics like what is IP, what is the server, all those things. Database, you should know one database like Oracle, MySQL. You should have minimum understanding of this. Version control system, obviously Git. So any technology is a combination of these five only. Even data science, big data, Java development, testing, everything is based on these five technologies. If you know these basics, these five technology basics, you can learn any technology. You give me one technology today, so I know all these things. You give me one technology today, I will just I can just start working on the technology from next 15 days. So it's very easy because everything is a common sense of thinking. You should have these five basics in your mind and start thinking about data science or big data, whatever it is. So that's why I started with Git, and in future I will start with Linux, and I will teach one programming language, anything like Java, Python, and here I will teach shell scripting as well in the upcoming classes after Git. And networking, I will teach the basics of networking. And database, I can tell you MySQL or MongoDB. So I am planning to have these sessions in. And one more thing recently coming up in the market, containerization. This is Docker. This is a new technology in the market. I'm planning to teach this as well. So that's why I started with Git. Now, for all these technologies, everything, you should have the cloud understanding first. Cloud is very basic now. Maybe inevitable. You cannot remove the cloud from any technology because everything in future is going to be in the cloud. So that's why I have chosen either AWS or Google Cloud. Now, what we will do is we will create.
How about Azure?
Any cloud, any cloud. See, all the concepts are same. For example, if you take Java and Python.
No, from cloud, which one you will cover? AWS or?
AWS is AWS. I will cover 40% market share is AWS.
Okay.
Azure is
okay.
10%, 15% in the market. Can you please mute it? And Google Cloud is 5% now. And the remaining are all other Alibaba, something else like VMware Cloud, all these things. But AWS has its own limitations. You can create only 1 GB RAM and 30 GB hard disk. And I'm saying about the trial version because I don't want to spend amount when I'm practicing. And Azure, you have some, okay. So there are no restrictions in Azure for the trial version, and in Google Cloud, they will give you $300 free amount. And here they will allow you 6 GB RAM. And no limit for hard disk. But our BitBucket, Jenkins, like these servers are heavy. They need more RAM than 1 GB. And here, AWS, you should be very careful. They will, they have a lot of restrictions while using the free services. They will simply deduct the amount from your credit card. But Google Cloud, they don't deduct because they will give you 20,000 rupees. So they will deduct and they will display you how much amount left. If you carefully use it, you can use this for up to 1 year. End of the day, the concepts are same. Like if you compare, can you please mute somebody? End of the day, concepts are same, but only the web console is different. You can create VM in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. Why AWS is becoming popular is AWS is first entered into the Google cloud market in 2006. So AWS is the first company in the cloud market. All these other clouds are coming up into the market very recently. So AWS is very well mature. That's why everybody is going for AWS. But the concept is same. But here, for the BitBucket installation, we need more than 1 GB RAM. So that's why I'm not going for AWS for now, but in future, so I can add here cloud concepts, AWS session I'll conduct. But for now, we have to use Google Cloud because of it. AWS is restricting only 1 GB RAM. But if you have your company accounts, you can create whatever you want. So this is our personal account. I don't want to waste your money or my money. So that's why now I will show you how to create the Google Cloud account, how to use it very safely, how to create the VM, how to connect to the Linux server in that, and then how to install BitBucket. And then finally, for example, today I have created one sample BitBucket. So this is the BitBucket. The same thing I have in my company. So I have installed it everything, and I created the projects, and I created the project and created the repository, and yeah, just now I created. I can add you all to this so that together we will create one project, and maybe I am like a manager for this project. You will become the developers. You can commit or I can commit. We together can merge. We can discuss the branching strategies. We can discuss the settings here like this. We can discuss how to give the settings. Everything we will create from this, but it takes some more concentration for you.
Somebody shared Shiva video. Someone where? Hello.
Yes.
Someone shared video mode.
Yeah, who is that person?
Where na blank video. Okay.
Okay. So that's how I plan. So it doesn't mean I'm the only person teaching. When I'm teaching, you can also contribute to this projects. It's like a real-time environment where you can write to these projects. I will write to these projects. I will approve. I will we can do a lot of things in upcoming classes. So, but it needs more concentration. I'll be sharing the recordings from today on a daily basis as soon as after the session, because the conversion is taking more time. And you practice the session on the same day and come to the class tomorrow, so you can learn very well about this. Okay. Yeah, branching strategy, everything is in our syllabus. Don't worry about that. First, I want you to understand all the basics. So now we are discussing about how to create the Google Cloud instance. Okay.
Shiva, just one question before we move forward.
Yeah.
Do the commands also change when we're moving from GitHub to BitBucket, like the commands that you told yesterday, add, push, pull?
No. This Git
Do they
commands
also change?
everywhere same. Git commands, even you use BitBucket, even you use GitLab,
Okay.
Cloud commands are all same.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just that the user interface has changed.
Yes, only the user interface
Okay.
change. That's it. Okay. So all of you can just create the Google account like this. Google Cloud sign up. So it's a right time. Every one of you should learn the cloud, whether it is whether you are using in your project, you are not using in the project, you don't care that, you just learn cloud concepts, and then this will be definitely useful in your career. So you can go for GCP free trial, Google Cloud, get started for free. See, they are saying $300 free credit to get started with any GCP product, always free. Free usage limits, everything is free. They don't debit you the amount without asking you. But AWS, they will deduct the amount from your cards without asking you. That's the difference, and that's why I'm going for Google Cloud for now. Okay. So get started for free. Even you with some ignorance, you use the Google Cloud, no problem. But without full understanding, if you use Google AWS, they will definitely deduct a lot of amount from your card. So you can choose one of your. You can use your existing email IDs, existing Google accounts. Oh, I have this account already. That's why it is saying, now that your free trial has ended, enable billing to keep us Google Cloud Platform. So earlier I created one account on this. That's okay. I'm signing out. I used it completely. I don't have any mail IDs left, I think. Maybe I should create one Google Gmail account now, because all the Gmails I have, I used it completely. So any one of you have the Google account which you can sacrifice if you have? Like simply we used to create some mail IDs without any importance.
I have one.
Yeah, can you share, if you don't mind, can you share the email ID and password? Sivakumar, you can just, okay, you share the password here itself. Oh, okay. Can you give? Can you allow this? saying 90. Yeah, thank you. So here you can see no auto charge after free trial ends. It will ask your permission to charge something. You just anyhow we don't give the permissions, right? So select your country or Bangalore. What is this country? Okay. Yeah. Just agree to the terms and services. Continue. And here you should be very careful. Account type should not be business. It should be individual. And the tax information unregistered individual. So these two, because it's for the practice purpose. If companies are creating, they will create for business, and they will create for business, and they will create for the taxes business. So here you should give individual, tax information, unregistered individual. Don't give your PAN and TAN, and give your name and address preferably associated with your debit card or credit card. Okay, so here you need to enter your card details. So don't worry, nothing will happen to your card because it's a Google. They don't maybe they deduct you first time 50 rupees, I mean like $1 maximum, and they will credit back you again to your account just for verification purpose. And when you provide your card details and click on start my free trial, you will get your account. Okay, so that's it. Only these two options. Carefully, your name and address preferably associated with your debit or credit card. First enter your debit card, and in Indian debit cards have some problem. They are not allowing for automatic payments. That's why sometimes Google may not support Indian debit cards, some like SBI, but it may allow you Kotak, ICICI, all those things. You just check it out and then click on start my free trial. Then your account will be started. So remember this. I wanted to show you at the live, but I don't have any cards left without any accounts. So I'll just close this and I will show you the account I created. Okay. So after this, click on Google Cloud and go to console. So this is your page. For the first time login, it may take some time to set up. It will automatically create your project name as my first project, and it will give you some random ID. And come here menu. Okay, here I will just unpin it. Here there will be, 1 second, I'll show you exactly what it is. Like, yeah, so this is how it looks like. So our work is with compute engine. This one, compute engine. Just pin this, it will come to the top, and come here, VM instances. This means virtual machine instances. We are going to create the servers just at a time. So for the first time, it will take 2 to 3 minutes for you because it will set up. It will take some time to start. So as I have already started using, it will not take much time. But for you, it will take some time. Just wait for 1 or 2 minutes, and it will tell you can create the instance. So now I am creating the instances. Click on create the instance. Just give one name, sample. Create whichever is near to you. For India, you can give Mumbai or Singapore. and we selected the region because Google Cloud have these data centers. And then you come here for the OS selection. OS, we are going to select CentOS because CentOS and RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, both are same. CentOS OS is the community edition, RHEL is the enterprise edition, both are same. We are for practice we can use CentOS 7, but maybe in your project you may be using RHEL 7. We got the recent version CentOS 8, but for now we use CentOS 7. So we selected the OS. So we are creating the server. Server needs one OS, just like your computer, and automatically it will allot you 10 GB hard disk. And here if you see, it gave you 3.75 GB RAM and 1 CPU. Okay, if you want you can select more, but for practice purpose this is okay. And then allow HTTPS access. That's it, create. So we selected the RAM, hard disk will be automatically 10 GB, and we selected the OS. So that's it, your server will be ready. So now it is ready. So it gave you two IP address, one is internal IP and one is external IP. You should use external IP for this because server is somewhere, you are in somewhere. If you have for internal connections you may use internal IP address, but for if you want to connect to the server you should use external IP only. And SSH is the protocol to connect to the Linux servers. You can simply click on here, open in browser window. So you can get one terminal access for your server. It's like this. So you should know some better if you know some Linux basics, or at least understand when I'm giving some command, just understand the syntax. But this is not the way we connect to the servers. I will just explain you one concept now. So this concept name is how to connect to the servers. How to connect Linux servers. So using SSH protocol. So we have two options to connect with the server. One is with username and password. If somebody knows, if somebody see your password while typing or somewhere, it is very easy for them to remember and to get the access for your servers. In companies, we don't do this username and password. We use username and keys. So I will show you what are the keys. For example, this is a box, some iron box, not this iron, like you have some luggage box. What you do usually, you will lock it. You will apply a lock and you will have a key, correct? Sorry, I'm sometimes bad drawing. So you will have key for this. So everybody is seeing the box, everybody is seeing the lock, but who can open? Only the person who has the key only can open. So you can compare this box with, this box is called like Linux OS computer or server, and this is called public key, and this is called private key. So manufacturing companies, they will create these two as a pair. Okay, if you have any other key, you cannot open this box. So these two are public. Only this is the private one, whoever has this. Similarly, for Linux server, we create two keys, public and private together, and we will store the public key inside the server. In your computer, you will store the private key. So when you are trying for authentication, you exchange this private key to this server. It's like you are opening the lock, and it will understand this is the right key for us, for right key for me, so I should provide the access to this person. So I'll create the keys right now so that you will understand better. So this is your git bash. Yesterday we have seen this. I'm just creating make directory keys underscore Google. I'm going inside this keys underscore Google. Here, how to generate the keys like this in the software role. So there is a command, you should know this command, SSH hyphen keygen hyphen F. Hyphen F means file name. So here I will type this command, SSH hyphen keygen. It means you are generating the keys. That's it. The command itself will tell you the meaning of this. And I'm creating a file called git user. So it will ask you for the password to set for the key. Like one more layer of authentication, you can even set the password for this key. I'm not setting right now, just for practice purpose, right? Just give enter, and it said just go and see in this folder keys underscore Google. Users, here there is keys underscore Google. You can see here there is pub and there without something. So this pub is called public key. Just edit with Notepad++. Better you edit, you install Notepad++ for better viewing. So this is the key, some random key generated. No one can remember in this world with this long key. So it has three parts. This is the algorithm, SSH RSA. Just for now, you just remember it's one type of generating the key, and this is the actual public key, and this is the username. So by default it will take you this computer username something, but you need to change this to whatever the name you give here. It is going to be the username of your Linux server. So it's better to give the same name as this file. Git user is the file name. I am giving the username as the git user. So it has three parts: algorithm name, and the actual key, and then the username. So I changed it like this. Okay, now don't have any space. The cursor should be at the end of the character, and now close it. So I created the public key. I just modified, and here you can rename it as .pem. So we usually call the private key as pem file. So if you see pub means it is public key. If you see .pem means it is private key. So what is the concept here? You need to upload the public key inside the Linux server, and you should have pem key. You should not share with, you should not upload with anyone. You should have it in your laptops only, okay, or some other vaults. So now let us upload this public key into the Linux server. How to upload? Usually for physical servers you can upload directly into the servers, but for the cloud you come here, same compute engine, and there is some tab like metadata. Here go to SSH keys. I already have some keys. You can add more keys. Just edit, or if you for the first time you will see creation. Click on add item. So now you should add your public key. Open with Notepad++. Control A, copy, and just place it here. Okay, if you see by default it will populate your username. It will take the end of the public key and click on save. Okay, so now the public key is uploaded. Now the username is git user. Where is the private key? It is in your laptop. So now you have to connect to this server using private key. So for any connection you need the IP address of the server. Okay, I can stop here and ask for the doubts if you have. Any doubts? Yeah, I zoomed it. Any doubts now? One person next time.
Yeah, hi Shiva, Pawan here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to know what is the main difference between. Just a minute. Is it fine now?
Still high.
Hello.
Yeah. Tell me something.
I would like to know what is the main difference between AWS and Google Cloud apart from RAM and hard disk.
Yeah, AWS is more mature in the market because it is the one who entered into the cloud market for the first time. And so everybody who first time enters into the market, they have their own defects, right? But over the years, AWS became more stable. You may not face the problems very often. And the Google Cloud, Azure, these are all the latest in the market. AWS has more services than other. That is the only difference. But over the time, Azure and Google Cloud also become mature. That's it. It is just like you have the Google Chrome browser. It's already popular in the market. If somebody tries to create the same kind of browser, obviously it will take a lot of time to clear the defects in their systems. That's the only difference. Apart from that, nothing. Only AWS will have more services, more mature.
Okay. Thanks.
Shiva, you have opened one terminal window from the GCP interface itself, and then you have opened one more terminal from Git Bash as well. You're working on two terminals, is that?
See, I have not opened till now. So this is the local only. This is still referring to the local terminal. So I will connect to you.
All right. Okay.
I will connect to the Linux.
So this is so Git Bash you have done is that this is your local terminal.
Yes.
And when you had created one GCP account, then you had created a machine there. Then you had got a terminal there as well.
Yeah, here it will allow you to open from the browser, but we don't usually do it here. We in companies in real time we will do it from Git Bash or Putty, Mobile Extreme. Lot of things are there.
Yeah.
SSH client.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Got you. Yeah. I was just confused that are you using two terminal windows or only one? That's all right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So now we gave the username, we generated the public key and private key, and then what is the command to log in? It is SSH-I. You have to give your PEM file location and then username @ IP address. So not only for this, for any server if you want to log in, the common syntax is you have to provide what is the protocol you are going to connect. This information IP address, and then port number, and then username, and then password. For example, if you take Facebook as an example, you usually give http www.facebook.com. It is like the domain, which is like IP, and the port number 80 http. So once you give this, it will automatically ask you for the username and password. So this is the common syntax for any server to connect with any protocol. For the SSH, for the Linux servers, we use SSH protocol, and the port number will be 22 by default. You no need to mention if you are using default port. So obviously we use 22 port only, maximum servers. So we give the protocol and then username, IP address. The password here is the PEM file only. That's it. So now we are already here in the folder SSH-I. You need to give your git user.pem, and git user is the username, @ what is the IP address. So you have to take the external IP address and enter. Okay, so since here I will be using this again and again, and I changed the keys. So here I had the keys already. I added more keys. So this is common to get this kind of problem. When you get this problem, just go to your user directory, see users, and username. There will be a .ssh folder created. Remove this file, known hosts. Now you give. So it will ask, are you sure you want to connecting? Yes, I want to connect. Then you are inside the server. You got the access to the Linux server. You are inside the server /home/git user. Just like it's a team viewer, you get the access, right? You will install one software. Team viewer is a client to get the Windows access. You will provide one ID, and it will give you the full access of the other computer. Same here, we have used SSH like team viewer, and we provided some credentials. It went and it gave you the full access of the computer. Okay, so this is the normal user. By default you will get /home and your username, just like in Windows. You got Windows users and then your username. You will be landed inside your home and git user. So you should know these Linux basics. So any technology in the software needs some Linux basics understanding. Anyhow, I have already some classes earlier. I can share with you the Linux admin Linux commands URL, and I will here. Okay, so here I need some administrative access for any computer. Usually in Windows, if you are a normal user, for some actions you want to install the software, it will ask you the administrator username and password. Similarly, here we have sudo su -. Su means super user. Now I am taking the administrative access with this command. Now you are into the root. Here root user is nothing but the full access administrative user for this Linux server. Okay. So any questions till now? If this is like confusing and it like so it's okay, but again you practice this. I will share you the sessions.
So one question here. Did you create any Git user in the bash prompt?
Yeah, that is the file name I have given here, right? So first I have used this ss-given file name. Inside this, at the last part I changed, that is going to be the username.
Okay, when I create keygen -f with the Git user, when I open with the notepad, that Git user is not coming at the end of the.
No, it will by default give you your computer username. You need to change it.
Okay, so we need to change the computer name to Git user.
Not only Git user, whatever the username you want.
No, I have given SSH region hyphen Git user.
Okay,
It's created to
don't do
this.
it parallelly when I'm teaching or when I'm saying something. You just concentrate on the class. I'm going
Okay.
to share the recording. At that time, you can repeat it. If you do parallelly, then you may not concentrate on the class completely. But there are some parallel
Okay.
things we are going to do. Like when I am doing something and committing into the BitBucket repository, you can also commit for better understanding. But for now, don't do it parallelly. I will tell you what to
Okay.
do parallel. Okay. Yeah. So I think. So this is how at least you should learn how to create an VM. It will be useful for you to host your own website also. Okay. So now we got the server. We need to install BitBucket software like this. So to install BitBucket software, you need to get some instructions. So there is one site here. Like you can just see how to install BitBucket. The same way like this, only we install in the companies in Linux. So these are the steps some site is providing. Like you need to download the version, download the software, and you need to chmod means change mode. You need to provide the execution access. You will run it, and you will create some database, and so all these steps are there. I have tried this and it got some errors, and I cleared all those things, and I have documented here somewhere. Yeah, here. Before installing the BitBucket, you need to first install Git client. So in Windows, the Git client name is Git Bash. Here there is a package called Git. So we need to install this first. After installation, we need to install our BitBucket. Then it will give you this full like the same structure whatever you have in the company. Then we will start creating the projects and then repositories inside. Hello world Spring. I can add you to this projects here. If you see, I can add you here. User access. Yeah, I will add it here. Like I just added my friend Ganesh. I can add you to this account. Then we parallelly can work on one project and do the branching strategies, rebasing, merging, everything from tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow I'll show you how to install BitBucket, but everyone no need to know how to install the BitBucket, because in our companies already there will be a BitBucket servers. You no need to understand that process until you are going to be a BitBucket admin. But I'll just show you how to create. It will take some 15-20 minutes, or else I will create a video and upload to you, and we can start using this just like a GitHub. So now it is in our Google Cloud account. It is in our Google Cloud account. Nobody can get the access. So it's whole owners are we. Okay. So probably I can create the video of how to install the BitBucket, and I will publish to you all. Then from tomorrow we can start working on our own projects, branching, merging, rebasing, branching strategies, pull, stash, squash, everything. So any doubts still here? We can have the doubts for 5 minutes and wind up. And I will definitely share the recording today, because yesterday the conversion was 1.5 hours. It took a lot of time, and the session also got extended. So any doubts, you can type in the chat, or you can ask me.
Yeah, hi, I'm Swaroop here, and thanks a lot, Shiv Kumar, for the session.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
thanks a lot for that. Well, my question, I have a lot of. Well, my question, I was practicing mostly on AWS as of now, but this is GC Google Cloud is something. I mean, I have an understanding, but I got a better understanding now. And my question is, can we use?
Tell me. Can we?
Can we use can we use putty as I use in AWS? Can we use putty for GC to connect to servers?
Yeah, anything you can use. Tomorrow I'll show you how to use putty, because in our companies we use putty only, right? See, it's just like the same. You can apply again this concept. I have the Facebook server. You can use your Chrome, you can use your Internet Explorer, you can use Opera, Safari, whatever you want. Just you want the connection to be established. You can use putty, you can use Git Bash, you can use MobXtream, you can use something Xshell. Lot of softwares are there. Anything you can use.
Okay.
And if you want some Linux understanding and you want to know what are all these servers and why we are using Linux, everything, just go and type in YouTube DevOps space Kumar.
Okay.
So you'll get some videos, Sivakumar Reddy Metkoru, and somebody copied also my videos, Boreddy Suman. You can refer any of this. So it has very detailed understanding to the level how the internet is working, what is the difference between computer and laptop and the mobile. So everything I gave here. What is the internal IP address? What is the external IP address? What is the static IP? What is the dynamic IP? So everything I explained, and I explained the Linux commands also here. These are very useful.
Okay.
I could say Linux and Git understanding is very basic for everybody to work in the software. Even you work in support, whatever the area you are working in, it's a very basic understanding.
Okay.
And if you can save my number, WhatsApp number, from which I messaged you all. You will be seeing a lot of technology updates and technology trends I used to keep as a status. You can get what are the trends in the latest software tech market. And I will be updating there as well about my future upcoming sessions. Today I will share you I will upload this recording in the YouTube and I will share it to you all. You can subscribe and that notification. Like whenever I conduct some classes in future, you can directly see that.
I'll subscribe today. Thank you. Yeah, sure.
So anything else? Today,
free trial, how long we can keep the server running?
Yes, thanks for this. You can just stop it.
Okay, so after the practice, we can just cool it down.
Yeah, just
otherwise it will charge, right?
Otherwise it will be charged. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So if you run this one Linux VM with this 3.5 GB, you will be charged $26 per month. So you have $300. But as soon as you complete your practice, if you switch off the server, you can use it for 1 year.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. But the only difference, whenever you switch off and switch on the server, your IP address will be changed. That also I will tell you tomorrow how to have the static IP.
Okay, got it.
Anything else?
Hello. Will the commands be same for Git Bash and or Big? Will the commands be same for Big?
BitBucket, GitHub.
Yeah, GitHub and yes.
Yeah. So any GitHub, you use GitHub, BitBucket, GitLab, everything. The commands are same. Git commands are same.
And the BitBucket. I mean, the commands in BitBucket and Git Bash are same.
Yes, same.
Or the commands.
Yeah, everything is same.
Okay.
In future, maybe you can change your BitBucket. You can change your mind and you can go to the GitLab. You can go to the GitHub, whatever you want. The remote server, the remote repository can be anything. The commands will never change.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can we connect the Linux server with Azure?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Any cloud you can create the server.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just telling you the reason Google Cloud is giving up to 6 GB RAM, because BitBucket needs more amount of RAM to install. That's why. That's the only reason I'm using Google Cloud, and it is very safe for practice. At least it will not detect the amount. That's why.
Hello.
Yeah. So I'll be creating lot of websites in future for the learning things. And so if you can save my number from which you got the messages, you will be seeing lot of updates from me. Not only about the classes, everything, maybe openings. So I plan a lot of, I have a very big roadmap in the software in upcoming years. I can share it with you all. Maybe I can share all my social networking platforms, everything by tomorrow.
And one quick question, like, if I have any doubts apart from in related to cloud computing and DevOps.
Yes, that also I planned. I will come up with one Slack channel, like a chatting group for every one of us. I will add you to all. You can post your doubts. Together we can discuss. Maybe if you post one question, somebody else who knows the answer, they can give reply. Just like Stack Overflow, I will host one service tomorrow. That's called Slack.
Slack or even a WhatsApp group, if okay, as you wish.
Yeah, WhatsApp. Maybe most of you may not show interest to create a group. I can create some broadcast. This is enough, I think. Slack channel is enough. I will add you. I will send invitations to all of you. You can just sign up for that in the email, and you can see it. You can post your questions. All of us can discuss, just like Stack Overflow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So if you're, I think we can wind up. Yeah. Tell me.
Shiva,
Yeah.
Shiva, can I expect any Kubernetes kind of session?
First, we need to discuss Docker, because Docker is the underlying technology for Kubernetes, right? First, we can complete the Docker classes, and then we can go for the Kubernetes. So I planned one Java sessions, Docker, shell scripting, and then one AWS. Maybe after 1 or 2 years, data science. Not now.
It's a great learning, Shiva. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good night and have a nice day. See you tomorrow session.
Thank you, Shiva. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you all.
Thank you.